Hi, Camino John here, and today's episode is about what's going into my backpack for my upcoming Camino. So the first step in this journey, a couple of guidebooks. Now these are the two guidebooks I purchased in 2015 for my 2015 Camino, and they both have the basic same packing list and the same basic rule of thumb, which is you should not be carrying more than about 10% of your body mass on your back. So in my case, it's between 23 and 24 pounds. I'll let you do the math. Second, these are my backpacks right here that I purchased. This is a 36 liter Osprey. This is the 65 liter model. This is 3.1 pounds with the rain cover. This is 3.8 pounds without a rain cover. And the rain cover is about an additional 3 ounces. So you can go ahead and do the math. The main difference between these two are these hip belts right here versus right here. This is a kind of moderate hip belt. This is a significant hip belt. The hip belt is really critical to help get the weight off your shoulders and onto your waist. So John is picking this option. So you should keep that in mind when you're picking out your backpack. Next part, what is actually going in the backpack. Okay, here is my gear, as you can see it. All this gear, save this green thing, which I'll talk about in a moment, and my food, when you add it all up, plus the backpack I'm going to take, 23 pounds, 12 ounces, which means I reached my goal of having all my gear and my backpack to weigh less than 24 pounds, which is less than 10% of my body mass. Okay, rain gear, hydration gear. Now this stuff right here, yes, it may appear to be a little bit of overkill, but remember I told you earlier, you need about a liter's worth of water, maybe a little more on the Camino, except for certain sections, like the Meseta, which there's the distance between towns are much greater, and also weather. I'm going in May, which means that it's going to be nice and cool for me, whereas if you're going in July, you're going to need more water. Very important, Camino shell, cycling gloves for my trekking poles, various electronic gear, battery backup, all that right there. A headlamp. Oh, trekking pole tips. It's very important to remember that if you use trekking poles and trekking pole tips, they do wear out. So you may need to bring extra. These right here, they're only good for about 125 miles. So after that, out they go. Trowel, Kleenex, and hand sanitizer. I'm going to let you guess what that's for. This, my friends, is gold. These are earplugs. When you go to the albergue, I'm sorry, you have to suffer the stench like everybody else, but you do not have to suffer the snoring. Use these, get a good night's sleep. Various items, toiletry items right here. First aid kit. Now this definitely is overkill. You don't need this much of a kit. However, last time in 2015, I went up the Camino Duro, which is part of the Camino Frances. It's an alternate route for about 4 hours. I passed 3 people. So if I hurt myself going up the top of these like really high hills, these quasi mountains, John has to rely upon John. So the adage, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So keep that in mind. If you're walking with other people, it's less of an issue. If you're going rogue by yourself, bring the first aid kit. Don't kid yourself. Pillow, quick dry towels. These are very good. Some stuff sacks. Cold weather gear, gloves and a hat. This stuff is pretty self-explanatory. Base layer to outer layer. Oh, this right here is my sun gear. It's basically a sleeve, some bandana, some other stuff. Now, I want to focus something on right now is these two things right here. Those two things, one's a sleeping sack, which is this thing right here. It weighs 1 pound, 14 ounces. This, on the other hand, is a sleeping sheet. It's impregnated with a bug repellent, so it's good to keep away the bed bugs. Hopefully you won't run into any. This only weighs 13 ounces. So you got to think 13 ounces, pound 14 ounces. I mean, that's about it. That's about as light as you can go. If you're traveling the Camino during the summer months, you should think really about taking this because this is all you really need because you just need something light to keep you warm at night, not super heavy. 13 ounces is a really good deal, I think. 13 and a half ounces is a really good deal versus the pound and 14. Lastly, Tevas. You need some lightweight shoes for the city or a town once you get done walking for the day. You got to take your boots off, let them air out, very important, but also let your feet relax and expand because they've been pounded upon for, 10, 15, 20 miles for that day. So that is all my gear I'm going to take on the Camino. Oh, last thing, water and food. That's about 2 pounds with the power bars or protein bars. And in the water, I'm going to be adding another 2 pounds of water or more. So that brings my total weight from 24 pounds up to 28 pounds. But that's okay, because remember my backpack over here? Nice hip belts. I can take the weight. Now, if you're going to be an extremist and take a lighter pack like this with less substantial hip belts, you got to think about the weight. So that's about it for this time. Take care. God bless. And as they say, buen camino.